Hello, everyone. This is Rose. Today's topic from the Book of Life is I can't stand the rain against my window. It's bringing back sweet memories. Let's take a look at this short story from the Book of Life. It's Friday night. I do not have to get up early tomorrow. So what is it this girl to do? Mom, are you talking to yourself again? Barbie asks her mother, Ruthie. I can always count on me to reply with wisdom. So why not talk to myself, replied Ruthie. Barbie giggled as she kissed her mother on the cheek. I'm going out with the girls to celebrate a co-worker's birthday. Don't wait up. I will see you in the morning, shouts Barbie as she dashes for the door. Don't stay up all night talking to yourself, Mom. Ruthie shakes her head as her daughter goes out the door. Kids, what can you say? When she get to be my age, she'll understand. In the meantime, don't mess with me. I'm doing my thing. I'm at peace. Another Friday evening alone, states Ruthie as she thinks out loud. I might as well pour myself a glass of wine. As I watch the 10 o'clock news, let's see what's going on in the world today. 45 minutes into the news, Ruthie can hear thunder. The weatherman didn't say it was going to thunder, only rain, thought Ruthie. Ruthie turns off the TV and decided to just pour herself another glass of wine as she heads up the stairs to her bedroom. As Ruthie lay in bed, staring out the window at the rain hitting the window pane, she reminisces about a time in her life when love was so sweet yet complicated. Ruthie thoughts was like looking at an old movie. She recalls in her mind the first time she met Billy. Approximately 25 years ago, at the age of 24, Ruthie was working the evening shift at the community hospital as a nurse assigned to the maternity ward. Her normal shift hours were scheduled 3 p.m. to 12 midnight. She was often asked to work an additional 4 hours because the hospital was short-staffed, working the graveyard shift. During her breaks, Ruthie would often run into Dr. William Black, who worked in the ER. Dr. Black would always compliment Ruthie each time he ran into her in the break room. He would tell her she has beautiful eyes, or beautiful thick long hair, or big beautiful legs, or he would say how he loves her hourglass shape. After nearly a year of receiving compliments from Dr. Black, Ruthie would light up with a huge Kool-Aid smile each time she would see him approaching her. Well, Nurse Ruthie. So you are capable of smiling, states Dr. Black as he approached her. Yes, doctor, I am. You have a beautiful smile, Ruthie. I hope the next time I see you, your smile is still shining bright. It warms my heart. We will see, states Ruthie as she heads back to work. The next day at work, Dr. Black hands Ruthie a card with his private cell phone number written on the back. He tells her to text him her phone number and the best time for him to call her. He expressed his interest in getting to know her better. Ruthie did as Dr. Black asked. Ruthie had noted in her text the best time to contact her by phone is on her days off, which is on Sundays and Mondays. Dr. Black was thrilled to see Ruthie has the same days off as him. Dr. Black called Ruthie on Sunday around 4 p.m. They talked on the phone for an hour before Dr. Black asked Ruthie to have dinner with him that night. He offers to pick her up at 6:30 p.m. After hanging up the phone, Ruthie started preparing for her date with Dr. Black. Dr. Black arrives 5 minutes early, an on-time man. Ruthie asks him to have a seat as she heads upstairs to get her purse and keys. At dinner, Dr. Black asks Ruthie to call him Billy. He expressed to her all his friends and family calls him Billy. I am happy to be included in the same category as your friends and family, states Ruthie with a smile. Oh, Dr. Black had a comeback for that one. He says, if things continue to go as well as tonight's dinner, you will be placed in an interpersonal category where we are the only two members. Ruthie giggled as she whispered, I would like that. Because Billy has a heavy accent when he talks, Ruthie asks him his nationality. I am Bahamian. I was born and raised in the Bahamas. I came to New York at the age of 19 to attend medical school. I am in my 3rd year of residency. My plan is to open my own practice and move my family here from the Bahamas after I have completed the 5-year residency requirement. Do you ever go back home to visit? Asked Ruthie. Yes, I return home every 6 months for a week. My family is very patient. They are excited about our future here once I complete the residency. Ruthie was happy for Billy and his family. She assumed his family consists of his parents and younger siblings since he is the oldest child. She never thought to ask him if he was married because he came to New York at the age of 19 and he is now only 26 years of age. Ruthie and Billy spent every Sunday and the first half of the day together on Mondays for the next 2 years. Billy was a very passionate lover. He made sure she was well pleased. She especially loved making love to him on rainy days. There's something about that rain. The rain sounds like sweet harmonies of music playing in the background. Ruthie and Billy would lay in bed together staring out the window at the rain after they finished making love. Ruthie felt like she was the luckiest girl in the world. She had a smart young doctor her age whom she felt loves her, and she loved him as well. He was always with her on their off days from work. He catered to her every need. He always complimented her. Although they did not discuss it, Ruthie felt in her heart that Billy would ask her to marry him after he completed his residency. She would picture herself working in his private practice as the head nurse in charge. Ruthie found out she was 2 months pregnant shortly after Billy completed his residency. She was going to surprise Billy with the information as they discussed their future at dinner. Instead of them having their normal Sunday dinner out at the restaurant, she invited him over to her house for dinner. She wanted it to be intimate, just the two of them, because she knew that he had completed his residency. She knew that he was going to move his family to the U.S. And in her heart, even though they hadn't discussed it, he was going to ask her to marry him. And she would work in his private practice as the head nurse. So she wanted it to just be the two of them, cozy and intimate, where they can talk freely without the outside noise in the restaurant. So she was going to surprise Billy at dinner with the information as they discussed their future at dinner. She's going to let him know they were a whipped child. Instead of them having their normal Sunday dinner out, as I stated, she found a restaurant that catered Caribbean food. They specialize in Caribbean food. So she was excited to have them cater this food to the house and have things all set up and ready for Billy to come over. She made sure all of Billy's favorite dishes was catered. Billy started the conversation at dinner. He first honors her for the food and the meal choices she made. Next, he tells her how he has saved enough money to buy a house and to move his family from the Bahamas. Also, him and his family could live comfortable for 6 months as he established his own practice. He let her know, I have enough money saved that we can live comfortable after I buy the house for at least 6 months until my private practice is established and up and running. Ruthie was grinning from ear to ear as Billy talked. As Billy states, he will be moving to Houston. He go on to talk, and he's telling her that he's going to be moving to Houston in 2 days to find one large house or 2 medium-sized houses on the same lot to accommodate the size of his family. That was new to her. She wasn't sure how large his family was, but hearing that he was going to look for one large house or either 2 medium-sized houses on the same lot, it made her think, oh, does this mean I'm going to be living with my mother and father-in-law and his siblings? She's thinking out loud as he talks. Well, she's thinking out loud in her head, in her own mind, as Billy talks. So he goes on to thank Ruthie for helping him get through a very lonely time in his life. He wishes her well in the future. He tells her, I wish you well in your future endeavors. Now she's confused. What? Wait, shouts Ruthie. I'm not included in your family? I cannot have a wife and a concubine? What are you talking about? He's looking confused. He said, I can't have you live with me and my wife and my family together in one house? No way. My wife wouldn't have it. Wife? Shouts Ruthie. Wife? Yes, I am married, states Billy with a confused look on his face. He's confused. And Ruthie got a shocked look on her face, and he has a confused look on his face. Come on now, these people have been together for 2 years, intimate. Sounds like there was no talking. There was more other things going on than talking. I didn't know you were married, shouts Ruthie. I am sure we discussed my family dynamics throughout the course of our relationships, replied Billy. No, we did not. You made it appear that you were speaking of your parents and siblings, shouts Ruthie. Billy sits back, thinks for a minute, and then he said very softly and in a calm voice to her, did I make it appear that way, or did you assume it was that way? Ruthie was speechless. She asked Billy to leave her home. She put him out. She was hurt. She didn't know what to say. He threw a wrench in her dreams, in her desires. He told her, did I make it appear that way, or did you assume it? She never told him she was pregnant with their child. She just put him out, and she cried herself to sleep that night. As she lay in her bed, nearly 25 years later, listening to the rain hit her window pane. Because remember, she's reminiscing about this time in her life with Billy. And so now she's back into reality, into her current status, her current where she at current. And she had her a couple of glasses of wine, listened to the evening news, and now she's laying in her bed. And she's listening to the rain hit her window pane. And she is wondering if she made a mistake not telling Billy about their daughter, not giving her daughter a chance to meet her father. The way Billy talked to her at the end, she didn't know if she should have told him or tell her daughter. After all, she felt foolish for not asking him any questions. She felt foolish for allowing her fantasies and her assumption to take over when Billy spoke to her. She assumed he had to been talking about her because she was the only person in his life. So now she's wondering if she made a mistake not telling him about their daughter. She don't know what to do. She's reminiscing. This rain is bringing back these memories. Memories that are once was sweet, yet complicated. And she don't know what she should do. Should she say something now? What do you all think? What would you do if you were Ruthie? Do you think she should have asked Billy questions throughout their relationship rather than assume? Do you think she should pursue it now and contact him and let him know he has a daughter? Or tell her daughter who her dad is? These are questions I'm quite sure Ruthie is thinking about as she laying there in that bed, listening to the rain hit her window pane. Click the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Be blessed, people. Be safe. Peace. Remember to click that thumbs up button.